welcome to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Silver, and we have a guest host on today.
Hi, I'm Bird. You've heard me before.
And today we are going to talk about the monster called El Cuero.
Yep.
This monster comes from Chilean myth, or some tracked it all the way back to Mapuche myth. But he's from the Andes Lake area down in South America.
Okay.
I'm going to send Bird a photo of it.
All right, I'm ready to perceive it. That looks like Gary as a cow print rug.
That is not wrong.
Okay. I'm glad I got that.
It's Gary as a cow print rug with a lot of teeth and no shell.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, the El Cuero. I am terrible at Spanish, so that might not be the correct pronunciation.
Have you gone to Google Translate?
I have not. But other English names for it is Evil Spirit Hide, Lake Hide, or River Hide. It is a monster that is pretty much flat. It looks like a cow hide or a piece of hide floating in the river. It has claws all the way around it and inside of it to help grab onto its prey. And it has eyeballs that are telescopic, so it can see out of the water. And this is a very angry monster.
If I was a cow print rug with telescopic eyes, I also... Oh, and teeth. You can't forget the teeth. But I also might be a little mad.
Oh, yeah. It is known to suck the blood of the victims, as well as tear it apart.
Okay.
This monster has been known to drag full humans off the side of the land back into the river, where they would engulf it and wrap itself around them, where no one could hear you scream.
Okay.
Because you're underwater, and sound does not travel through water very well.
It does not.
Unless that one SpongeBob episodes where the bubbles had the sound in them and you pop them.
I'm just wondering how many SpongeBob references we'll make. We've already made 2.
We can keep trying to work them in there.
Yeah.
So the myth of the El Cuero dates back to 1810. That's the earliest known written record about it. And it's just notes inside a book of a researcher researching animals in the area, and the natives just kind of told them about it.
Okay.
The locals of the area where it is known to be have nicknamed it the aquatic tiger for how angry and vicious it can be.
Okay.
And its size range is about the same size as a piece of hide, so it's roughly 2 feet, between 2 and 5 feet wide, and it weighs about 65 pounds.
Okay.
Is what they estimate.
Is there a story behind like them try to scale this thing? Because I have lots of questions.
Well, not really. Just from scaling it, I didn't see nothing besides maybe just sightings.
Okay.
And there is one story where a lady was doing her washing by the river and she left her child unattended.
Okay.
And the child got snatched up by the El Cuero.
Okay.
And that was the end of the story.
I just always wonder, and I will kind of get into this a little bit later, is, with these stories back in the day, I'm just wondering, like, something happened, someone's like, what's up? You have no one to blame it on, so it's like you're either drunk, you got in trouble, you're going to be in trouble, so you're like, yeah, it was a rug with teeth and telescopic eyes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many of these myths started off with, I just don't want to get into trouble, so I'm going to blame it on the supernatural, especially in 1810. So it just always humors me.
Yeah. Well, there's probably other things lurking in the water in South America as well.
Right, like piranhas,
Piranhas, stingrays.
stingrays, yep.
A lot of people think that this was a stingray
Hmm.
sighting because of how stingrays are long and flat. And
Yeah, I could see it.
but one of the researchers that I looked at,
Uh-huh.
he had notes on his website that the stingrays of the area did not get down to this area where the El Cuero was sighted due to temperature differences.
Hear me out. I can't necessarily say it because it would dox my location, but we have a delta, right? Not ocean. Delta's not ocean. It's not river or anything. It's its own body of water. There is an animal that should not have been in our delta that has not only got in once, but twice. And we've had to airlift it out pretty much and, shoo it back home. And, you know, I'm just saying, things get places that they shouldn't be. And obviously they would have no record of that being a thing back in this day and age. But I'm just saying, things get where they shouldn't be,
Yeah,
and it happens.
it's what happens when an animal wants to be an adventurer.
Yeah. And obviously this isn't a thing for this day and age. People like to import animals where they should not be, and also then get into the problem of, oh, well, I can't take care of it, and release it to the wild, and it's that habitat's responsibility to let it thrive now.
Yeah,
I'm just
invasive
saying.
species.
Yeah, I'm just saying, things happen.
And I'm going to guess the trade and transportation of animals was probably pretty high back in that time,
Yep.
especially trying to take things back overseas.
Yeah.
Other things that it could have possibly been I seen was a squid or octopus
Okay, I could see that.
that had kind of the same ish. It kind of had the same issue with location based, but like you said, we've seen things travel, and a squid and octopus that survived being grabbed by a seabird might have been made and dropped in there.
Yeah. And it could also go on to a weird possibility, but a possibility. It could have, like, hunkered onto a ship or got caught in a net.
Mhm.
Like this, and they have telescopic ish looking eyes. And if you're facing a squid, because they can kind of like lay lateral. So if it's on its
Yeah,
back and looking up you, it would look relatively fat. They have little suckers which have teeth, and they have eyes that would kind of make me think of this rug. And some of them have spots. I'm just saying. The Colorado octopus is a native to and found along the southern tip of Southern American.
does it say how big that octopus
I
gets?
can look. Also, there is the octopus insularis, which is a species of octopus found along the coast of Brazil.
Mhm.
Let me look. Colorado. They're 1 meter in length and 5 kilograms in weight.
1 meter, so roughly about 3 feet. So that's kind of within the spec range.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're, especially if your child just got taken by a creature, you're gonna be in a state of panic. What you're looking at may not be the truth.
In case it is out there, a lot of people still believe it. Is still in the lakes.
Okay.
There is a way to kind of kill it,
Okay.
and if you come across one, what you need to do is cut off a piece of cactus and throw it in the lake.
Okay.
It'll wrap itself around the cactus and kind of just puncture itself to death.
I that's kind of fucking gnarly.
It also seems like a machete just deters it as well.
I would hope so. You know,
It's more animal based abilities than anything mythical.
some of the other creatures that we've encountered.
Yeah. There is one kind of mythical story where
Okay.
if it beaches itself, not a story, but little tidbit I found. Uh, they say if it beached itself on land, it could still walk itself back into the water,
Okay.
but sometimes it would summon a gust of wind to just blow it into the water.
That would be handy. I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of beach creatures would appreciate that kind of mystical ability.
Oh yeah, it'd be handy for those leatherback sea turtles, which are super huge.
Oh, yeah.
Those might be tornadoes, though.
Yeah, I had just recently saw, I don't know if it's recent, I just came across my TikTok timeline. It was people trying to push back a bunch of sharks that got beached. And I
Hmm.
was like, I don't know if I would tempt fate to help. I would feel bad about the creature, but it's just a shark. They're unpredictable.
Not to sound mean, but I'm not sure how much help you would be trying to pull a large shark with
That's
your height.
also, yeah, it was like a group of people. It wasn't just one person. It was a group of
Ah,
people that were doing it. But sharks thrash around. You
yeah.
know, I just don't think you're going to be helping the shark. And at that point, you become in its grill, and it's not going to have a great time with you.
I mean, it's only got one dangerous end when it's on land.
Which is very close to the finny parts of where you would need to push the shark, though.
You just grab by its tail and kind of hold it.
Isn't that a scene in Hitchcock where he takes a shark and throws it? I think it is.
I don't remember. It's been so long. There's another similar creature in South America that a lot of people say is either related to or is this creature just in another area.
Okay.
It's called the Huke Huke,
Okay.
and that's all the information I could find on the Huke Huke.
Oh, so there's something that looks very similar, might be the same thing. Here's its name. Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime I try to Google Huke Huke, it just came back to El Cuero.
You know, at this point, though, Southern America's myths have very much been trampled on. Um, and so is their culture just a little bit. So maybe they just want to keep some things to themselves. Maybe they just want to keep the Huke Huke to themselves.
I mean, that is very true. Even when I was trying to research for like the carbuncle, it was hard to find stuff because also the Spanish moved in.
Yeah, they lost a lot of their storytelling and myths just by historical way of life. So I get it. Like, there's a lot of things we don't get to know. And maybe there was a whole Bible about these creatures and someone just ruined it for the rest of us.
It's very possible. Or that they were all verbal.
Yeah, yep.
That's how a lot of myths disappears, verbal storytelling.
Yep. And unfortunately,
Then they get written down, and they get written down again and again, and they keeps evolving and changing.
it's a game of telephone. Yes.
That's actually all the information I could find on the El Cuero.
Okay.
And I couldn't find any specific media examples of the El Cuero. The closest thing is things that are related to stingrays
Okay.
and or uh, cephalopods, like the squids and octopuses,
Okay.
octopi.
Octopi, I think, is.
But there is also other podcasts and YouTube videos
Mm-hmm.
about the El Cuero.
Okay, so we're not missing out on some big piece of lore.
Hopefully not, unless I am, in which
Hopefully
case,
not.
send it to us.
Yeah, send it to us. I want to know. I like aquatic based myths because, and again, this is going back to the octopi thing. Up until so many years ago, what was thought to be a kraken is literally a giant squid, and we finally just found footage of it. And I don't know the exact facts, but we've explored more of space than we have of the water. So, we could be missing out on a whole bunch of lore based creatures that live in the water, and I just need to know about all of them. Even this throw rug, Cal Gary teeth thing. Yeah, I just wish we had more information because I feel like we could really learn more about this thing that might be snatching children.
I think people would make more movies about it if we knew more about it.
True. Because there was literally a movie called Piranhas. You know, like people go on these trips of exploration, vacation, like, oh, let's just go down to like where the river or whatever blank is, and then bam, it snatches.
Yeah.
And then of course there's a person that's like, I'm gonna take its body for science. And then they open up a can of worms, and then there's usually more than the one creature. You know, like I said, there's this avenue for money to be made off this tale.
Yeah. With that, I guess mayhem time. We are a little bit in mayhem already, but
Yeah, we discussed.
yeah. But with this, I don't think this thing is fit for school grounds.
No, listen, I feel like it's just that if it is, it's just that kid, you know, that likes to be left alone. You know, like don't bother me, I won't bother you, kind of thing. But yeah, I generally agree that it probably doesn't belong.
It actively seeks violence. It's probably the bully.
Oh, I mean, listen, I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, like because these things are in its water, you know.
True. Or
So
near its water.
yeah, so I just was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt.
I think if we had more of these in different lakes all around,
I think it could cause a decent amount of damage.
yeah. I don't think we have enough cacti that are pokey.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of cacti. Hear me out though. You could theoretically make a man-made version of that.
I mean, that's true. A pumpkin with a bunch of nails.
Yeah, like I just feel like unless because we don't have lore on it, if there's a reason why the cactus worked over other things, I just feel like you could. There's shrapnel bombs and stuff. You know, like there's just things that we could use in modern day if we do run out of cacti.
It doesn't seem like it's invulnerable, so
Yeah,
I guess modern weaponry probably works as well.
like machetes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get that close.
Could we theoretically use like a drone type thing that's like, you know, sent in the water and be like, oop, there you go.
Probably. Many different ways.
Yeah. I disagree. Negan, I feel like could do some damage to this thing.
Negan. Is he the guy from Walking Dead with the bat?
Yes. I'm just saying, if, because right now I would say it's like a 1 on the mayhem scale. If it became more like a 5 or anything higher, I just feel like there are precautions, unlike some of the other myths that we heard,
Yeah.
to take care of this problem. So I'm not too worried about it, but I'm far away from a body of water that it seems to live in.
I would think also if it does miraculously spread and just appear in bodies of water,
Mm-hmm.
it cause mayhem only within the first 24 hours or so before people figure out what it is.
Yeah, like a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And like most water myths, this is one of those stories is, hey, stay away from water, you'll drown.
Yeah, you know, I'm curious. I feel like, and hear me out, I feel like as it is now, it would have a bigger impact on other eco life forms in the water around it than it would to people.
Probably eat a lot of the bigger fish and
Yeah.
maybe small deer that get close.
Yeah, like the things like that. I think it'd have a bigger eco impact currently as it stands. Also, you know, that looks like one of those sea slugs, but a giant sea slug. I don't know how big sea slugs can get.
Not 5 feet.
Not 5 feet. I know, yeah, but I know they can get decent sized.
Sea slugs are super cool to get looking into.
Yeah, that's what it just kind of reminds me of. I need to know more about this creature because I want to know why he looks like he has a cow print rug over him. Like everything else, I no questions. You got telescopic eyes, cool. You got giant teeth like all around your whole outline, great. Why the rug? Why a cow print rug? What is your rhyme and reason and your need for that.
For some reason, that's the disguise it was dealt with.
If this was any other creature, like, like the turkey with their tails and other creatures that we've talked about, there is a reason for why it looks and has that appendage or aesthetic look. This thing is a myth of secrets and it's not telling. So if anyone in the world has legitimate proof of why this rug looking thing has a rug over it, I need to know. I won't even talk about it. I just need to know for my curiosity.
Yeah. That's all the mayhem I can think of at the moment.
Without knowing more about it, I think that's unfortunately all that we have going on for us. Also, I'm just saying, like, we don't have enough information. And I hate to say, like, I don't take this thing seriously because I do. But I'm more inclined at this state and time to try to debunk it than take it full seriously.
Makes sense. Well, I guess with that, we'll start wrapping up the show.
I do have some news. Chaotic and I's book podcast should hopefully be soon. Life has gotten away with finishing the book. And I know Chaotic will probably have one more episode before it happens to talk about this. But in case she does not, sign-ups for the new murder mystery this year, Death on the Dock, are out. And Death on the Dock will be happening June 29th. So if you want to sign up for the murder mystery, sign-ups are on Chaotically's Twitter.
Question, Bird.
Yes.
You said June 29th.
July 29th. Dates are hard for... I'm a bird. What do you expect from me?
Birds should know dates, though. They fly south for the winter.
It's not winter. I'm in the middle of the year. I don't know what days are.
I would also like to thank our patrons of Mondi, Mage, Ruby, and Dave Baxter. Thank you guys for supporting.
Thank you.
Plan on more stuff coming soon. I'm not sure about the In Case the Monsters Break Glass. I'm sure Chaotic's still working on it.
I think they are.
Other news, this is our 99th episode, so our next one will be 100.
Let's go! I was wondering about that.
Which we may do a Q&A or a live stream playing games.
Okay.
We're still working on ideas.
Also, do we have a new tier list for Smash or Pass monsters since the last one?
Was the last Smash or Pass just beast types, not humanoid? Was it humanoid?
I think it might have been humanoid, but I can't swear to it.
It was a mix of humanoid and non-humanoid monsters.
Okay.
They were just all coherent monsters.
Okay, yep, that checks out.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
With that, Kayax's not here, but you'll still hear her do the outro.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Chaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern-day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Chaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter following even more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what kind of mayhem we might get into.